shall know me for the billowing cloud of plague in my wake, for I am pestilence incarnate. Approach and seal your doom. Smell the stench of death wrapping around you. I will pull you tightly into my embrace.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another Spirit Halloween sneak peek video on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new Catacomb Creature Spirit sneak peek. And this guy is very cool. Now, if you do recall, we saw this at the Halloween and Party Expo in Louisiana earlier this year. This animatronic is being distributed exclusively by Morris Costumes. Now, Spirit Halloween was one of the wholesalers that did purchase the Catacomb Creature. And here are my thoughts on it. The Catacomb Creature is very, very cool, very unique, and it does have a very nice animation. The mouth movement is very well on this one compared to Cuddles the Clown, which we will get into in a second. I do really like the sort of hand movement and whatnot. However, for a 6-foot animatronic, I don't see this really being a justified price. Now, I'm unsure if that is a mistake because I have heard that this is actually 7 feet tall or perhaps even taller, but regardless, it's still expensive for what you're getting here. You're not getting something unique like the Harvester of Souls. You're getting another Reaper essentially, and while this is a very unique Reaper, it's not a unique animatronic in general, and for $280, you can do much better with your money. Now, you can use a 20% off coupon, which you can find almost anywhere nowadays. You can also find free shipping coupons, although this is an oversized item. But I do really, really like the Catacomb Creature in terms of just the overall stature of him. Will I be getting him? Certainly not. Online-only animatronics are a no-go for me, simply because I like to see them in stores before I purchase, and I also just like the experience of going to the store and purchasing it instead of paying the extra shipping and paying the other fees that may go along with the character, and you have to wait for it, and there is even risk of the item getting shaken around during shipment or the box being damaged, but that's another story. What the story about today is the Catacomb Creature. Now, the Catacomb Creature is very similar to Cuddles the Clown, which we saw last week. I have a video on that as well, which I will link to at the end of this video. And Cuddles has the same movement, although he has the Underworld Clown's head mold. Now, these are both by Seasonal Visions International, and I think these are great props, but overall, I would not recommend them simply because of their price. I would wait till they perhaps go on sale. Maybe they'll go on sale to around $200. That's what I think is more fair for this guy. We don't see any crazy cool animation outside of a body turn, a mouth movement, and the arms go up and down. That's the most unique aspect of the character. Now, in the end, overall, I don't love him, but I do think that he is a great piece. And if he's up your alley, then go for him. He is the same price as Cuddles, and I think Cuddles is a little bit cooler, but it's going to be up to you, or even if you get both, that's awesome. And if you do, upload a video and let me know. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the brand new animatronic repair starter kit and animatronic repair services exclusively on Skullkrane.com. And as always, happy haunting, everyone.
You are cowering before me. It is time to give up that pathetic soul and come along nicely. Don't get any ideas about running away. My horse and my scythe will make quick work of you. I know that most are very hesitant to come along with the Reaper. The nights and days will run together in a dark, gray fog, without your soul to keep you company. Onward to the afterlife.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the brand new Spirit Sneak Peek post-Spirit Halloween store opening for the Reaper's Ride animatronic. So this is a brand new Seasonal Visions animatronic for the 2020 Halloween season, and it is something that we had actually seen before. We saw this at the beginning of the year at the Halloween and Party Expo that took place in Louisiana, and we saw that this animatronic was present. Now, Morris Costumes is a distributor, and they have it exclusively, but Spirit Halloween did purchase some of these to resell on their website at, unfortunately, a large markup. Now, this animatronic retails for $549.99, which is very expensive for a Spirit Halloween animatronic, one of the highest prices we've seen on Spirit Halloween's website. Now, is the price justified? We're going to dive right into that. So, before we get into that, though, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you're feeling about the Reaper's Ride, and let's get into this. So the Reaper's Ride animatronic features a moving legs, moving mouth, turning head, fogging capabilities, and both characters have illuminated green eyes. Now, I really, really like the horse riding characters by Seasonal Visions. They do a great job with the overall build quality, and while it's not the best build quality in the world, it is very sturdy and will last you a long time. Now, I really, really enjoy the animation here with the leg kicking and of course the fog capabilities. We've seen some great uses of the fog machine. For example, Techie Toys, Techie Design, Harvester of Souls. That animatronic is amazing and on my wish list for when my local stores begin opening, which is hopefully very soon. Now, the Reaper's Ride animatronic is very comparable to the 2019 and 2020 The Home Depot exclusive Headless Horseman, also by Seasonal Visions. And I think, in my opinion, that is worth your money. That one retailed in 2019 for $250. Unfortunately, it did go up in price to $280, but it's still very justified. Now, that model does not feature a turning head or moving mouth, considering it is the jack-o'-lantern of the Headless Horseman. You only get the one movement of the leg kicking, and that's about it. The head also does move on both models, by the way, and you do get the fog capability as well. Now, this guy, for almost nearly double the cost of the other model, in fact $10 less than double the cost of the 2020 Headless Horseman by the Home Depot, is not justified. 2 additional movements are not worth $280 plus. This animatronic, while very, very cool and very cool looking, is still not as good as the Headless Horseman, simply because it is more so generic than anything. Now, do I recommend the Reaper's Ride? Unfortunately, I do not, and that is because of the ridiculous price. $549.99 is an insane ask, and I know some other retailers are asking around $500, so you can do that if you really want the Reaper's Ride, but I don't recommend this animatronic to anyone. However, I do highly recommend the Headless Horseman animatronic, but you guys are going to have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, like, comment, subscribe, visit Skullkrane.com for the new animatronic repair starter kit and animatronic repair services. And as always, happy haunting, everyone.
Come with us! We will be having so much fun soon. Our favorite places are dark forests and narrow alleyways. I will tear your unhappiness apart and leave only joy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Spirit Halloween sneak peek video on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new 6.5-foot Cuddles the Clown animatronic. Wow, this guy is actually really, really cool. I think I'd go as far to say that this guy may just be in my top 5 favorite animatronics of the year for Spirit Halloween, and here's why. He's definitely one of the unique clowns. We have not seen a clown of this nature with lanky arms and this really, really cool face. Now, this is the same face that we've seen from another clown from the Halloween and Party Expo from earlier this year, although I definitely like this much better. Now, the detail is excellent. The outfit is very unique and cool. I really like this one, and I actually am tempted to purchase. With a 20% off coupon, you can get him for about $225, although oversized shipping will apply. Now, he is $280 retail, which is a much more reasonable price when comparing him to Clowning Around, for example, who is $300 and is nowhere near as cool as Cuddles, in my opinion. Now, Cuddles is expected to ship on or before September 30th, so this is a very late shipment, although not as late as the Plague Doctor as we've seen. And I do like him, although he will be online only, unfortunately. But Cuddles is probably my favorite clown of the year, behind perhaps Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie in person, well, I haven't seen him in person yet, but rather on video outside of the stock images, looks super detailed and well done. So Uncle Charlie is on my list as well as Cuddles. Now, it says he's 6.5 feet, but I'd like to say that I'm quite certain that is incorrect. Based on photos I've seen, this guy is actually supposed to be nearly 8 feet tall. Now, whether that's true or not, or if it's 7, or however many feet this high this is, we can confirm that this simply is going to be an awesome animatronic. The movement is the arms and the mouth moves, although the mouth movement is a little delayed. Being that it's a very large mouth, the time it takes for the mouth mechanism to actually pull back and lift the mouth down, it takes a slight, maybe half-second delay. So his phrases appear to be a little delayed, although it is not bad at all, and I'm happy they added the movement, and I really like how they put the red felt in the mouth. That's not how the one that we saw at the Halloween Party and Expo was, but I think this is a much improved version of the head sculpt that we're seeing here. Now we'll look at some of the stock images of the Cuddles the Clown, and man, that looks awesome. I really, really like the arms with the little clown heads. It reminds me of the Jacko Man from Home Depot last year, which I did purchase, and I'm very excited to display him this year. You can expect a video of him on the channel very soon. And Cuddles is just a really cool and unique clown. Now, it is another clown animatronic. Only if Spirit would have done clowns equally every year, it would have been much nicer, because we saw in 2013 we had a bunch of clowns, and then in 2014 we didn't have any clowns, and after 2014 we had 0 life-size clowns in stores until all the way to 2017 with the towering clown, and that one is cool, but I still don't think he's as cool as Cuddles. Now, I hope Cuddles isn't overlooked because he's an online only, and he is also very late. Flagship store opened today, and Cuddles came out today. So Cuddles is a very late release, and he's also being paired up with the Catacomb Creature and Reaper's Ride animatronics, which are going to be released to the website very soon. I've seen photos of them from the Spirit Halloween Wiki, although they have not been officially released. Now, with that being said, that's about all I have to say about Cuddles. I highly recommend Cuddles, although I have not seen him in person yet. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, happy haunting.
My clown knows that you've never seen this before!
Hey! Ah!
Good one, Willie! You even surprised me that time! Hey, have you seen my little pal? He was around here somewhere. Woogie Boogie!
I gotcha!
Ah, you almost got him that time, Willie.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Spirit Sneak Peek video on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel. Before this video begins, I just want to say thank you for 5,400 subscribers on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, be sure to do so. Completely free. Just push the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you never miss a new Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube video. So let's dive right into the brand new 6-foot Mr. Salty. And this guy is pretty cool. He's by Seasonal Visions International. And I gotta say, he's pretty unique and awesome. He hasn't been released yet, but I will not have this video out until he is released. However, he will unfortunately be online only. So we will not see Mr. Salty in stores for this year, but I do like him. I think he's going to be great for some clown people. He'll go excellent with Mr. Hugs, Hugs the Clown, even the creepy towering clown he would go good with. Now, he does have that typical clown mold face with the long or elongated chin, and this is starting to get kind of old. I think Seasonal Visions is overdoing themselves in the clown, and not in a good way. I think they're really just pushing clowns to the max, and it's getting repetitive. I remember when, during the period of 2014 to about 2016, when there were 0 clowns. Then we saw Creepy Towering Clown in 2017, and it was nice to see another clown. 2018 came by, and we saw Hugs, and that was cool. We got some new clowns. Then 2019 hit, and we had clowns left and right, and again this year it's just too many clowns. There's too many clowns, and it's getting repetitive, and I think we need to cut back on the clowns and work on something new. For example, witch props at Spirit Halloween have been very, very minimal. We have very, very rarely seen any witch props at Spirit Halloween. Last one I want to say was 2015. I could be wrong on that, but in stores I do remember the flaming witch from 2015 in the swamp. But that's about it for witches, and we haven't seen a vampire in a long time either. Now, we did see the lurching vampire from 11 and 12, but apparently there will be a new vampire this year, although we don't know for sure if it's a vampire, but I'm hoping it is because we really don't see any vampires at Spirit Halloween either. So vampires and witches are two that are really, really passed up on upon other characters that we have not seen a lot of at Spirit Halloween. But clowns are just repetitive, and even though they're getting cooler, like this is a unique concept for an animatronic, it's still a clown. And we have the two clowns here, and I like the appearance a lot. Obviously not really a scary animatronic. I would have loved if it were a pop-out animatronic, because I thought it would be. I thought the clown in the bottom would pop out, but it does not. It slowly lunges out, very slowly. It's got the same mechanism as the lurching vampire by Seasonal Visions, or Vampire Gravebuster, if you want to call it that as well. I have that on my YouTube channel as well. You can check out the Vampire Gravebuster. It has that mechanism, and he slowly pops out when the Mr. Salty opens his big jacket here. And this kind of reminds me of like those pranks where people go into the movie theater and sneak in with two people. That's what we get here. And for some complaints, the mouth does not move on the tiny little guy. That's the first complaint, and for that, it kind of takes away from it a little bit because of how expensive this one's going to be. I'm quite certain this is going to be a more expensive prop, although I can't bring the price into my head. I'm pretty sure he's going to be upwards of $300, although I cannot confirm that. But for that price, you can get something like Krampus, which is much cooler than Mr. Salty. But if Mr. Salty fits your clown theme or a freak show theme, he'd be perfect. He's incredibly detailed, and I think the best part about Mr. Salty is his detail. The animation is not as good as I thought it would be, but the detail is great. And I do hope, though, that this is one of the last clown animatronics we see. I don't mind one or two clowns every year. It's actually a good thing. But to have, I think we're at maybe at least a dozen clown props this year. It's ridiculous. We'll take a look at some of these pictures. And this guy has been leaked for a long time. When Uncle Charlie came out, the instruction manual was actually uploaded to the wrong prop. So it turns out his instruction manual, which you can find here, was uploaded to Uncle Charlie, so everyone got to see Mr. Salty beforehand. This is the prototype right here, and then, of course, this is the produced version. And Mr. Salty is cool. Is he on my wish list? Certainly not, but we'll read the description before we close out the video. So after years as a struggling song and dance man on the vaudeville circuit, Mr. Salty finally snapped. He turned in his tap dance shoes for clown shoes and grease paint, and he was never happier. Now his act is scaring audiences on street corners and dark alleys and dive bars across the country. Just don't get too close, or you might see a side of Mr. Salty you'll never forget. Mr. Salty features light-up eyes, moving mouth, and can swing open his arms to give you a surprise you would have never expected. So he's got all the typical features that animatronics nowadays have. He has a ton of phrases. In fact, there's 5, which is a good amount for a Seasonal Visions prop, especially if it's got the feature where you can loop the phrases. That's my favorite part about animatronics now, is that you can loop the phrases, because when I do a display, I don't typically want my props to be like going off with sensors, because they're unreliable, unless of course it's a pop-out prop. But if it's not a pop-out prop, I'd prefer them just to continue to talk. So I'm hoping that he has that feature, although I probably won't be getting him anyway. But he's very cool. It again with the fog machine capability, although I doubt that's true. It seems to be that there's an error with the descriptions, but he's not been released yet, so hopefully they fix that. He is an oversized shipping item, so he will cost a little bit more money to ship. Again, online only this year. We will not see Mr. Salty in stores, which is sort of fortunate because we have so many clowns already in the store. But it disappoints me that of all the clowns they could have put in the store, they chose Johnny Punk instead of perhaps Clowning Around or even Mr. Salty. I'm sure everyone would have rather taken Mr. Salty or Clowning Around compared to the very lackluster Johnny Punk. But that's for another video. I thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment about what you think about Mr. Salty, and subscribe to Skullkrane Entertainment. Visit my website at https:// Skullkrane.com. Well, you can find that link in the bottom left of your screen. And as always, happy haunting. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Spirit Sneak Peek video. Today is the 24th of July, and we're ready for the 7.5-foot Krampus animatronic on the Skullkrane Entertainment YouTube channel. Before we begin this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Wow, this guy is way better than expected. Manufactured most likely by Crazy Create, we're seeing insane detail, likely the most detailed animatronic at Spirit Halloween possibly ever. And wow, this guy just blew me away when I saw the stock photos. He's retailing for $349.99, and with what we're seeing, I would argue that's justifiable. With a coupon, that is very, very justifiable. Now, he has not been released as of the recording of this video, but with my new channel leak policy, I will only release this video when he is officially released. And I wanted to get a head start because apparently there's going to be 5 sneak peeks today. I just got finished with filming the first sneak peek video of the day, and now there's this one. So I'm just getting a head start, but you will be seeing this video when he is out. Again, he will retail for $349.99. He is not sold out, but I will say he is going to sell fast. I don't know how many each store are going to get, and I'm not sure how big the box is going to be, but based on the horns and the head, I assume this is going to be a giant box. I mean, this is going to be a ridiculously large box. Oversized item, $20 additional shipping fee, but man, this guy, I gotta slow it down and let's get into it. So the movement is probably the least impressive part. It turns from side to side, and the head also turns. The mouth does not move. Although it does kind of look like it does in the video, we do not see mouth moving, which is okay because the face sculpt is what really matters here. The eyes are amazing, and the character is a great depiction of what the Krampus from the 2015 film looked like. We're seeing chains. We have the chain sound effects in the video. We have incredible detail on the outfit, on the horns, on the giant size hands. Those hands must be at least 1.5 feet long each. And we're taking a look at some of the pictures here, and it's just incredibly detailed. Now, this one compared to the stock photo are different, so there is likely a prototype here. This one has black chains, and this one has a silver chain, so we don't know which one we're going to get yet, but the outfit is huge. The back of it does kind of look strange with the way they got the structure formed out, but I do like what they've done with it, and from the side, that is super menacing. This is going to be an excellent seller, although I would have loved to have seen some padding on the arms because we could see that the pole sticks right out. Perhaps some padding on the final version would be nice. But man, this is excellent. And apparently he's going to have his own theme, and now I can see why. Because this would not fit in any theme. I really don't think he would have been able to just plop down and put him in the theme. He's going to need his own little side theme, and I think he's going to be an instant seller. There's going to be fans out there that are going to show up to the store and just buy him instantly, including perhaps myself. I do like him a lot, and for $349.99 with a coupon, that's a great price for this much detail. As I've always said, I'd much rather pay more money for a better quality prop than less money for a lesser quality prop. And with that being said, this half goat, half demon is here to keep an eye on the behavior of all who celebrate. Watch your back because Krampus is always watching. Should you decide to misbehave, you may be in for a punishment. The life-size Krampus animatronic features light-up eyes, howling sounds, and moves from side to side for a scare that is unlike the rest. Looking at it, it doesn't talk. It makes those howling sounds, which is cool. It's IR sensor activated, which is an awesome touch. and I want to see the dimensions here. So he's 90 inches high, so 7.5 feet, and 30, so he's 3 feet wide. Most animatronics, for reference, are about 1 to 1.5 feet. So he's about double the size of an animatronic in terms of width. Then deep, he's also over about 4 feet deep. He's actually a little bit over 4 feet deep. That's insane. So this width here, from front to back, is 4 feet. That's about the size of some smaller animatronics. My favorite part about this animatronic is the detail. The animation was not the goal here. The goal here, you can tell by the designer, and Michael Doherty, who designed this character, most likely put the effort into this. And it's crazy how the Spirit teaser video from 2 weeks ago only showed the face, and we really didn't have an idea of how it would look. I was expecting a very lanky character, but I was not expecting this well of a depiction of Krampus. Now, everyone depicts him differently, but this does look like the 2015 model, or 2015 film version a lot, and that isn't exactly who he's intended to be. He's officially licensed, made by the same guy who made the little Sam animatronic, so I think he would go great with Sam in terms of a little Halloween modern horror display, so like 2000s and up. And man, I don't have much else to say. Let me know what you guys think about Krampus. Again, he's going to be a top seller. I'm telling you, he's going to be probably the #1 seller of the year. I want to say he's my favorite of the year, but I something with me and towering stuff and just some of the other pop out scary stuff is still holds near and dear. But Krampus is awesome, and the price for who he is just great, because we saw Jack Skellington for $260, and same with Sally, and those two were not worth $260. They were worth $200 max. And nowadays, you can get those for about half that price on other Halloween resellers and wholesalers. Let me think about what else I want to say. I do want to say that compared to something like the Reaper King from last year, that's not his name, but he was in a throne. He looked like a Game of Thrones character, and he had I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, but I can't think of the name at this point. But he was like an emperor, and he had a chair, and he was very cool, but he was $500, $499.99 to be exact. But he was not worth the price. But Krampus for $350 is just a refreshing price to see him for this cost. And with less than 100 days to go till Halloween, I'm excited for Krampus. I'm excited to see him in stores. Hopefully he's an early release, because it will seem awkward having a theme for Krampus but have nothing there. But with that being said, this is probably at least a top 3 favorite sneak peek of the year. And I'm sure for most people he's #1. But for me, he's probably number 2 or 3. I don't have my list together, and I probably will make a list of my favorites as the season progresses. But we still haven't seen anything yet. We still have 3 more sneak peeks to go for today. So I'll dive into those as soon as I can get access to the listings. Again, he will be $349.99. He is not sold out at the time of recording this video. This is just being filmed before he's officially released, but this will not be released until he's officially released, as per my new channel leak policy. But with that being said, let me know what you think about the incredible Krampus animatronic. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, happy haunting.